Hi, I'm Dana Obleman, creator of the Sleep Sense program. And I was going through all the questions people sent in to me today, and I'm always surprised. I don't know why it surprises me, but I get a lot of questions about children, mainly toddlers in their 2 and 3s, who are sleeping with their parents. It's just interesting because I don't hear a lot of people talk about it. I think it's something that parents keep quiet, and it's sort of everyone's little secret that they're sleeping with their children. But when you have an opportunity to write into me and ask your questions, I would say at least half of them are parents who are looking for ways to get their children, not even babies anymore, out of their beds. And so that leads me to this week's what I call Dana's Rant, and it's about co-sleeping. And I know it's a touchy subject because there's lots of people who think that you should co-sleep, that it's best for your children to co-sleep, that they're somehow more secure and developed and better equipped to deal with life. And in their opinion, there's totally nothing wrong with co-sleeping. And I'm not even here to reform those people. If co-sleeping's working and everyone likes it and loves it and getting a good night's sleep, then who am I to say change it? But the question or the comments I get from my readers are people who aren't that happy with co-sleeping anymore, or never were happy with co-sleeping anymore. And I call that co-sleeping out of necessity. And it's not because it's a choice, it's because it's a have to. It's the only way a child or a parent gets any kind of decent sleep, and it usually involves one parent leaving the bed and going to sleep somewhere else. And my problem is that that's not something that should be maintained. I mean, these are people writing in with 2 and 3-year-olds, so for 2 or 3 years now, the situation has been that that child's been sleeping in your bed, and most likely your partner hasn't. And I mean, I'm the first one to acknowledge how much work marriage takes. It takes commitment to staying connected to one another. It takes effort to spend quality time, just the two of you, or else you start to feel this sort of quiet disconnection slipping in, and it's quiet because it's not really noticed at first, and sometimes it's not noticed until it's too late and you realize, I don't even feel like trying to get back into this relationship. It's too far gone. And what bothers me is that, in my opinion, I think my marriage and the relationship I have with my husband is one of the greatest gifts I can give my children. I think that if they see two parents who are respectful to one another, who make time for one another, who put each other's, priorities and needs on the top of their own list, then they're going to go out into the world and they're going to look for that in relationships with the people that they choose. And they will have, hopefully, happy relationships that they'll then pass on to their children. And so, I strive hard, and I encourage my readers and my clients to, reevaluate the situation and start putting yourself and your partner back on the list of priorities. And it's really hard to maintain a level of intimacy, emotional and physical, if there's a child in your bed. I always tease my husband and say, if you are looking for anything tonight, don't even mention the kids' names. I don't even want to think about the kids if that's something you're interested in tonight, because being a mommy and being a woman are very far away on my spectrum. Mummy's way over here and sexy woman is way on the other end, and I don't want to think about the kids if I'm trying to get in the mood. So I think it's probably tough. Now again, there'll be people who write in and say, we have sex and our child sleeps with us and it's fine. And okay, that's maybe the minority, but I would think that the majority of people have a hard time sort of having a connection with their spouse with a baby in bed. It's tough. It's really tough. So, and often, it's one parent who's not necessarily happy with the arrangements. I'm going to pick on dads and moms in a way, because it's often dads who write in and say, I'd really like my bed back, and I, you shouldn't feel bad about that. It shouldn't be something you're ashamed about or feel guilty about. Not at all, because that's your bed and that's where you should be. And I think if we lived in a different situation where we lived more communally with each other, that we did live in sort of a village environment where, I'm exhausted because I was sleeping with the baby all night. There's 10 other people who can help you out during the day, but that's not the case. That's not the society that we live in. Most people are isolated. They don't even have family in the same town. So if a parent is up all night, then it's a parent who has to deal all day with that same child, and it's often a mom who's up and then has to deal and all of this. So, I just don't think it's realistic. It's not. I agree that it takes a village to raise a child, but we just don't live in a village, and so we have to make changes based on our reality, which is I need a good night's sleep because I have to be the one that deals with this child all day or goes to work all day, and everyone needs their sleep. So if you are what I've called co-sleeping out of necessity, then I encourage you to make some steps in the right direction to change that situation. I think, ultimately it's best for the whole family. And that's, whenever I'm working with someone, it's important to say, is everyone happy? It's not just about the baby, and is the baby happy, and is he going to be, getting enough sleep? And it's everyone. Is everyone happy? Is everyone getting enough sleep? It really, that's the only way, in my opinion, a family works, is if everyone's needs are respected and being met. So that's my rant for this week. Thanks for watching, and sleep well.